Welcome aboard the Ragnar, a powerful destroyer with big-ass guns. And to show you how it sends you back to port efficiently, here's Ripper.
Hey team, this is Ripper. Guys, you're doing fantastic today. Got a fun video with the Ragnar. We're doing a video about what's up with this ship. How come nobody really plays it anymore? I don't really see people take it out. I've only seen me play it, really. I haven't gone up against one lately and haven't seen one lately. Not even in ranked or competitive, never I ever see that. And I don't really see it in randoms too much either, and we're kind of trying to figure out why. And we'll have a discussion about it. It's always fun to have discussions, okay? So as always, before we begin, like, subscribe, button below. For all the supporters of the channel, if you value what we're doing here today, smash those buttons, leave a comment. Thanks for stopping by. We can't thank you guys enough, and I hope you enjoy the show and get something out of it. All right, what is Ragnar? Well, the Ragnar is basically just gunboat only, no torpedoes. That's the bread and butter of it. But it's got the big caliber guns. And I think they touted this as probably one of the best. Back in the day, it was 152 millimeter guns, which is one of the largest caliber guns before Hull came out, to have on a destroyer. And that was probably maybe somewhat of a gimmick. And then, of course, you got the 7.5 kilometer radar, which is also another gimmick. I think USS Black had as a radar at the time, and maybe Smaland. So really, those were the only destroyers at the time that had the cool radar at tier 10. Now Ragnar's coming out, and then we have Gdansk, and you have a lot of other destroyers with radar nowadays. But really, this was the selling point, was the gun and the radars. And, of course, you got engine boost that gets you a very whopping nice plus 30%, kind of like Smaland again. Maybe this is considered Big Brother Smaland. The only downside is the AA is not as good, and it doesn't have torpedoes. Okay, so essentially it's Big Brother Smaland. Now, the gun reload is not as horrendously great like Smaland. As you see in my previous videos, you're like about 2.7 to 3 second base kind of reloads there. And 3 second reload without this arms race kind of gimmick in the background. So it's a little slower. So you're not getting wild gun reloads until later on. You're going to see me get all the arms race. So I wish the Ragnar had that kind of buff. Maybe they need to buff the reloads on this thing, because I really don't see anybody playing it. And also, I think when they were testing it, that it actually was like they had to nerf it, because it was shooting out the ranges of 14 to 15, 16 kilometers, and people just got annoyed with it. Battleships were staying in the back because of the Ragnar. It's essentially like a Worcester with a destroyer hull, no citadel. And that's pretty much it. That's the gimmick. But I wonder why nobody's playing it, really. It's still a powerful ship, in my personal opinion, as a DD gunboat main. Maybe because with the release of Savea that I did a video on, check it out. Savea is actually a better Ragnar, in my personal opinion, because why? The downside of Ragnar is it doesn't have smoke, and it's a large destroyer, kind of like almost light cruiser kind of sizes. And that's why it's hard to disengage, and you have to have the engine boost to disengage, because it's so slow, it's wonky, it's got a big hull, it's easy to aim at and fire. Just watch these guys shoot at me, and you're going to see them get a lot of hits, even with this engine boost running. Look, boom, they're going to hit me. So that's the downside. There's no way to really necessarily disengage, meanwhile trying to be effective, because running away all the time doesn't work, and then of course, not shooting doesn't work either. So you got to pick one or the other, and I like to shoot. Look, he hit me real smack on the hull right there, and all I can do is really run away and heal. That's pretty much the gimmick. So you got to really choose your engagements wisely. And look, I have to use the engine boost to get out of dodge, and that's really it. So again, I think Savea does a better job, because it's got the option of engine boost or quick smoke. So many tools at your disposal here. What does Ragnar really excel at? It's really just running around gunboating with your head cut off and just trying to get people to shoot at you. Meanwhile, they're opening up and they're broadsides to other players. So maybe that is the gimmick there. And then look how slow this thing turns. It's like a slow molasses turn. It's not really quick, nimble, or whatever. Again, it's kind of like Savea, but at least Savea has a smoke to disengage. So yeah, I don't know. I really think the Ragnar has been in some form or fashion nerfed. It's not as effective. Not many people play it. I mean, this is kind of the gameplay, boring gameplay that you're seeing in the background here, where I'm just literally HE spamming somebody, kind of like a Worcester would, and just sit here and hope and spray and pray, and hopefully I burn down the world, and cause people to get really pissed off at me. So that's pretty much it. That's all I see Ragnar. I mean, I guess people would like to have torpedoes on it, but then just play Svea, right? So the Svea is, what is it, steel nowadays? I forgot. I think Svea is steel. Ragnar is also, I believe, steel. It's one of my first steel destroyers. So, yeah, it just depends on how you want to play. I mean, you can either play Svea or you play this. I personally would choose Svea over this because you get more tools at your disposal. Take it what it's worth. Destroy. I mean, think about it. You have torpedoes, you have guns, more guns. You have 3 sets of Ragnar guns instead of 2 Ragnar guns here. And you've got the, the quick smoke in the heels. That's what's necessary. The radar of a Svea goes out to 9 kilometers. So, I mean, that's good. Detection's about 9.2 and 9.3, I believe. So it depends on the play style here. So I don't know. I think they just need to buff maybe the reload to get people to play this thing again. But just look, I mean, the whole reload at 2 seconds. This is what the reload should be at, 2-second reloads here, and it's pretty dang quick for what you need. I mean, 2-second reloads on a Ragnar, I think would be good enough. Splash 1 right there, 94,000 damage. It would be good enough to get people maybe to play this ship, but yeah, I don't know. It requires a high skill curve because of, like I said, the size of it and the maneuverability is just not there. Airplanes definitely chew this thing up because the downside of the flak of the Ragnar is it only shoots out to 4. So the airplanes will definitely spot you at about, what, 6.9? As you can see on my mini-map, the airplanes will spot you first, get an attack run on you, your AA does crap. So that's the downside. Even though it has the best AA for close continuous, that according to the stats page, it has the #1 rated AA for continuous damage. However, the flak bursts are your bread and butter right there. So I don't care if you have continuous damage. If like FDR airplanes have 30,000 HP, it doesn't matter how, how many hit points you take away every second. It's just so much. All right, here we go. We're getting spotted. So what's the gimmick? Pop the radar. You have a 30-second radar. Nothing you can do in Halland right here. He pretty much has to sit here and eat it. So let's see how we're going to do this. So just watch the firepower here. Yeah, there's nothing the Halland can do. Now, the guns are pretty dang strong. Now, you shoot AP at Ragnar because it'll arm very well against the skin. It's a big hunkin' hole. So if you want to do a lot of damage, I've seen players really maximize the AP, splash 2 there. They maximize the AP very, very well against Ragnar so that you can mitigate that damage. I believe at one point the armor of the Ragnar shattered a lot of the small caliber shells, so I don't remember. I have to look at the dockyard again, or the shipyard or port to see. I don't recall Ragnar having that armor anymore, but I could be wrong. I think there is that armor plating in the center, like Elbing kind of has, or like even Gearing has that 21 millimeter armor plate that can help shatter shells. Yeah, I mean that's what I thought the gimmick was too, is having armor and being just bullying destroyers back in the day. But I guess it's not the same anymore. And shooting Alvaro de Bazan right there. Unfortunately, he gets behind a island. Let's see. I'll look it up for you guys right now while we're waiting. Let's see here. Ragnar. Wow's Ragnar armor. And I believe it did have a 25 millimeter hull plating there. Yeah, there it is. It does. So the plating on the Ragnar, according to the stats and everything, it says 25 millimeter plating between the barbettes and the defensive feature, allowing to shatter most HE shells up to 149 millimeters. Doesn't feel like it. It doesn't feel like I'm shattering much. I mean, the armor is still, man, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't seem like very, very, effective that much. So yeah, it says it has the 25 millimeter armor plating along the side, but a lot of the it shatters a lot of those small caliber guns, but if you fire AP at it, yeah, it works very well. But I think a lot of guys are aiming at my superstructure area. Look how large the superstructure area is on this bad boy. It's only 13 millimeters, so I don't know. I supposed to have the armor, gimmick that I thought, but it doesn't seem like I'm really surviving much. Again, fire AP at the broadside here, 25 mil armor plating, and then of course HE shatter. I mean, I'm taking you saw me. I was taking a lot of damage from the destroyers there, but maybe obviously the big caliber cruisers were blasting it. So most of the time, big battleships and cruisers were firing at you. So yeah, like right now, I'm engaged a lot of times with cruisers and battleships, and it's so easy to hit a Ragnar with a battleship cruiser. Just watch here. I'll try to dodge and juke these shells the best I can. Meanwhile, I'll try to start fires. There's one shot right there, spray and pray Burgonia. But he's got the reload booster, so he can fire again, and he nails a shot on us right there. And I'm already spotted, so I pretty much have to just, take it because nobody's supporting. I'm the last one here surviving. There's that last shot right there. Look at all those shells spraying all over the place. And the last shot, I believe, Oh, okay, we dodged one, but he's got the back turret, best turret, of course. Let's see here, 4 shells. Boom. That flash shell right there in that last series just nails you. And I was like, man, I thought I could survive 4,000 HP. Hopefully they kill Burgoyne for me. Come on, baby. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So we did something somewhat. 136,000 damage, 2 kills, 2 million potential. So the Ragnar is very, very good at absorbing a lot of gunfire in the sense of people shooting at you. It just can't obviously tank very well. I mean, you can get a lot of people to shoot at you. That's no big deal there. Problem is the survivability of it. There's no smoke. There's just got the engine boost and maybe just heals. That's really it. So I really don't know what's supposed to happen for Ragnar to get people to play it more. It just doesn't seem like it's there. But yeah, let me know your thoughts. Why do people not want to play Ragnar? I think really it's because there are other alternatives such as Svea, other ships right nowadays with gunboats that can really gunboat very, very well and have better heals than a Ragnar does. Maybe give it a super heal. Maybe give it a like I said, better reloads. It's just not there. So anyway, number 1 of the team right there doing our best job in Ragnar. But this is the selling point right here. I think the potential damage capabilities of this thing is what makes it super annoying. And like back in the day, you could be lobbing shells from 15 to 16 kilometers and nobody could do anything about it because you'd be dodging from that distance anyways. But as always, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Smash those buttons, leave a comment. Build will be at the end of the video. As always, if you see me out there, make sure you say hello and we'll talk to you soon. Take care. Cheers.